Good evening, everybody. This is Awesome Oak back with another podcast in Babylon Radio. Tonight we will be discussing politics against philosophy. I want to go ahead and thank anyone who's found School Rastafari on Facebook. And has either liked the page or anything else. I appreciate it. I've been a Rastafarian for about the last 2 years. As I found a love for writing, I thought I'd continue into truth speaking, and as I am playing around with Babylon Radio, it seems to be what I want to allow it to be the outlet for my research and speaking on truth to Rastafari and of all spirituality and mysticism and this evening some politics. I did post another video just briefly earlier. I'm filming a second recording. The recording came out small, so I'm going to go ahead and speak again. So I did get a chance to go down to the Bernie Sanders rally in San Diego. This was Tuesday, 22nd. And I was there about noon. Grabbed a beer, and then I got in line probably just before 2 o'clock, around 2 o'clock, and I waited to get in until 6 o'clock. And as I got in there, I had to leave at 8:30 to go catch a train. And he still hadn't come on, so I didn't get to see him speak. But I'm going to briefly touch on some politics tonight. As this is the focus of Rastafari, as we go further and as we go into more discussions of my research and my studies and what I'm going to put to my teaching, I'm going to go ahead and say that news and world issue is a part of my a love for journalism, and will be a part of what I put towards School of Rastafari. For this evening, I'm going to go ahead and just briefly state that I am on probation in California. As I was standing in a line waiting for Bernie Sanders' speech. A lot of petitioners out there petitioning to legalize marijuana in California in 2016. What I'm going to go ahead and say is it is time to go ahead and legalize marijuana, as this will help as a social acceptance. It will help also allow for probationers and parolees who are tossed upon not being able to use their medical marijuana card. Because I'm going to smoke some ganja on camera, I'm going to go ahead and say I do possess a medical 215 card, and under the Compassion Use Act that's been in accordance to California state law since 1996, I am permitted to possess and consume medical marijuana, and for my probation officer, I do hold that with me at all times. As nothing's been an issue so far, I'm going to continue to stand by that. There's limbo in law and probation, that people aren't being able to allow to smoke their medicine. And a passing of full legalizing cannabis is in the best interest for the state of California. Well, I'm smoking some green crack. Last two strains I've had are what was the last one? Oh, a Girl Scout cookie, some indica, and then this is my green crack might be sativa. I'm not sure. I think it is. But it's good. What I want to say is as I was at this rally, I didn't get to talk to a couple briefly outside the rally, and I had mentioned that I didn't think Bernie Sanders was going to get the nomination for the Democratic Party, and I kind of went on to say that that Hillary Clinton most likely would get the nomination, but it's interesting how we see in the red Democratic radical liberalism that there's a support for Bernie Sanders, but a media focus still on Hillary Clinton, and I know our electoral college is corrupt. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction that Hillary Clinton would be the nominee to run against Donald Trump. But I did catch some interesting news today about Donald Trump kind of bashing on Ted Cruz's wife. I really don't think Ted Cruz has a shot at beating Donald Trump to the nomination, but every time I look at the news, there's a story kind of bashing on Trump, so I still don't understand how these numbers are adding up and correlating. I think a new way of voting will be something that people stand to one day in the United States of America. Our electoral college is corrupt. I want to bring forth a part of my podcast imagination and putting forth the show. This part is called Breaking the Book. I went to school up in Chico State. This is a town just north of Sacramento, about an hour and a half. And I had a friend at the time, and we had decided to take a trip. Well, we went to a bunch of friends. And we actually had traveled back down to San Diego. I'm not sure if it was spring break or for something else. And we had gotten a hold of some research chemicals. And with these research chemicals, we decided to go tripping on the beach. And I kind of looked at him. I was like, "Isn't it funny, Holmes, that we get these drugs on a sugar cube?" He kind of looked back at me and he's like, "Yeah, I could go up to that little girl and I could." I'm like, "You're a fucking sick fuck, dude. Go get a little girl to trip out on a sugar cube of psychedelic drugs that we're barely able to handle ourselves." But I did go back and look back at the times of where I was having into psychedelic drugs and doing research chemicals are fun, but the ones that are renowned for what they're renowned for a reason. We'll keep this the story short and sweet, I guess. No, we didn't feed any little kids on the beach psychedelic drugs. It was funny how we had a friend that would put psychedelic drugs on sugar cubes. What I want to go further and discuss this evening is what I want to put forth on School of Rastafari, as I am amongst moving and in finally finding some stable ground and some finances to put forth work again and to hold steady ground. I want people to know it's just a way of loving to learn culture, which is my faith, Rastafari, but to build a so-called scrapbook of what I've come across upon Rastafari, and the different stories behind it, and the mysticism and the different beliefs some some Rastas have, and some other Rastas don't have, and what is true and what is not true, and it's a lot deeper than the cannabis plant itself. It's a faith of lost history in its most respect. I want to go ahead and put forth a thank you for anyone that has read my blog, The Philosopher's Stone .blogspot.com. That is where I started my writing and my love for journalism and documentation of other people's journalism and the study of Rastafari. I've written poetry. You can find poetry, and I've written a different article, an essay, and it's a little hectic. It's a little deep, but it's a good pastime. I share good music on it as well. I think that has helped me focus my mind on allowing for emotion to kind of pave itself and rebuild itself. Trying to find my path in life again, and what I'm trying to accomplish in life. I'm gonna go ahead and put forth another part of the show. I'm gonna go ahead and smoke some more weed, but I'm gonna say that this part I'm gonna call treating the mic. So enough politics for one evening. This video actually came out to be a little shorter, which is good. I'm just trying to get some thoughts out and some discussion going. But for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back towards one of my fond experiences on my favorite drug of choice of MDMA. I went to a music festival up in Northern California. This is called, it used to be called Love Fest, but I went to it the year it changed into Love Evolution. And at this dance event, I had taken some ecstasy, and we had all had a hotel, and we all had a group of people that we were going to this event with. But long story short, the event runs with a parade, so it's boats that are with DJs on them, and after the parade, they line up and they set up a a music venue just full of boats of DJs, and it's around Town Hall and in the center of San Francisco, and I remember walking around and checking things out, and I thought to myself, if the world could sit here in the freedom of all drug use and all love, and do drugs on the stairwells of Town Hall, where are we missing of why we have so much war on drug use, when drug use spreads peace and love. As people will come to learn who I am, and as people come to learn what I believe, the world is a very dark world, and the world is a very beautiful world, and things have been taken for granted, and things have been taken for mistake, and mystery has always run itself in many directions, but nothing's been ever proven to just say, yeah, that's kind of the gist, and yeah, that's kind of the path we were always looking for. The moment I want to allow for is that I am someone that has more aspiration than being a teacher. I am someone that takes to music. I haven't had any. Well, I haven't produced any music yet, but I do plan to. And with this said, is that this School of Rastafari is something that is going to be a part of what my vision and my aspiration for music will be as well. This is something I do to put myself forward, and to put myself on the right path. I think people need to understand that law enforcement is corrupt in 21st century, and that the will of the people is seeing a rise in protests that says we have a reason to look for people that can speak direction. And as I believe I'm one of those people, I think people need to realize that radical left-wing protest or activism, it cannot be conducted in anarchy. I'm not speculating anarchy in America, but I'm saying America's changing, and we need to know how to change with America. And I think that's the most important thing. And I think people need to stop beating around the bush, which is something that George W. Bush was the mastermind of. I don't know if it was that any of his last name, but he used that art of deception in his oval reign. And I think people are going to learn that politicians, as they know, are liars. Even our presidents, all of our presidents are liars, because they have to lie if they want to stay in office. Or that's what they think. Yeah. But the truth is that we're going to learn how to read people better, because I'm going to teach people how to read people. What I want to create is a following that understands the world in the eyes I understand the world. And as Rastafari is very special to me, I want people to understand that there's one thing we believe in. we believe in peace, and we believe that love never we believe that love shall never love shall never come second. What I mean by that is, I said peace, but I also said love shall never come second. That means there's another way of living that says you put your heart to want to love before you want to do anything. And that is really what mankind has fallen victim to. Not understanding that ideology of how important love is in the world. But what I want people to learn is that Rastafari is not something that anyone can just say, well, I'm a Rastafarian. Rastas are people that have to find that path. They're people that have to know why they're a Rasta. And as I say that is, it takes a level of devotion to feel that you're a Rastafarian, to a commitment. Anyone can be one. I'm just saying, it's not something you just throw on your head and say you are. You have to feel called to it for a reason, and I'm here to help do so. That's I want people to be brought to Rastafari. That is my mission. That I bring people to an understanding, at least, of a way of living that anyone can accept in their heart and soul, body and mind. I'm gonna go ahead and close with I think I already did treating them. Did I do treating the mic? I did treating the mic. I'm gonna do treating the mic again, and we'll go ahead and wrap this evening's show of Babylon Radio. I think I entitled it "Politics Against Philosophy." School of Rastafari. There's a man that studied a lost way of depicting a mathematician, and he had created a way of deciphering the English language by breaking it down to number rule and pattern. So he could depict that the English language was actually built upon the number line, and numbers themselves, numerology. So 1, 2, the geometry of numbers, and such forth. As I got into this individual studies, I was fond of his knowledge and his power of mind to take this study and to show the magic behind the English language. As I go farther into studying more background in ancient Hermeticism, which is really Egyptian wisdom, I'm gonna put forth that the love for Phoenician, the pronunciation of syllable, is something that's upheld in English language to give off an intriguing way of catching double meaning and pun and various things. But point being, this man is a mastermind in finding Holy Scripture and showing you how verses in Scriptures numerically add up to show back meaning in different ways of what numbers are held to hold meaning to. But with that said, this man's name is Marty Leeds. You can check him out on Facebook. I know I forget his YouTube page, but his name is Marty Leeds on YouTube. And he does something called English Gematria. Once again, this is Austin Mo with Babylon Radio. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you all for checking this evening's podcast out. Peace and one love. God bless.